my progress in like actually liking him took much longer than it did for Steve. For me, it took over a year. Which I've heard stories and I made it really easy for him. Hi, I'm Karol.
And I'm Steve.
And this is the story of how we met.
Yeah. So about 3 years ago, I started working at a church. And a year into working there, we needed a new worship pastor in the Spanish ministry. One of the drummers who was volunteering at the church approached one of our leader volunteers and mentioned that he had a sister who had graduated from Biola with a worship and music degree. So our lead volunteer, who was in charge at the time, reached out to Karol. They got together on a Wednesday. We met up on Thursday, and that was when that particular volunteer, who was our friend Diana, said, "I think I met your future wife." We were all curious to see who Karol was, and so we pulled up Facebook, and which is funny because we've never met. We have a lot of mutual friends, and we had never met.
The first time we met, I actually was volunteering. I was asked to volunteer a Sunday to like try out. So I wasn't like trying to meet any specific person. I was just trying to like do my job. When
she walked in, I just kind of thought, oh, I got to hear her. I'm like, oh, okay, I like this girl.
Fast forward, I get the job. I'm the creative arts pastor. He is the tech director. And so we had to encounter a lot of our time together, so he was a very cool guy. But that was all for me. He's a cool guy, and that's it.
Yeah. So for me, it was very evident. I was falling in love. And regardless of how cool I kept it, apparently she knew I liked her.
Yeah.
But I tried to be really cool. I tried to be really smart about how I approached her. Work was work, and friendship was friendship.
Steve is a great guy, so because of that, I didn't want to like hurt his feelings. So from the beginning, I was trying to be very clear what my intentions were, because I could tell that he liked me. I rejected him without him telling me that he liked me. I think what I started noticing is that like no matter what I did, he never treated me differently. He was always very respectful. Even after I had rejected him without him asking anything, he acted like that never happened. There was another occasion where he had asked me out to a play or something. A friend of his was a play, and I had like literally he already purchased the tickets and everything, and last minute I said I wasn't gonna go. And I just loved that he was always a gentleman, always respected me. So I respected that, and I gradually started to know him more in that sense. And then because we both live in Long Beach, he offered to start carpooling.
Which was intentional.
On his end, yeah.
Obviously, I figured if I can get her to be around me more often, she'll start knowing me more and then start to like me more, which was what happened.
It came to a point where I felt God was clearly saying to me, stop pushing away the people that I'm placing in your heart. So I accepted him more like as a friend, I thought, right? And then as I continued to like pray for my spouse, because I've always done that since I was little, it got to a point where I felt God was saying, if you push him away, you're pushing away something that I'm bringing into your life. I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready in my heart to accept that, because I had all types of expectations, and I thought Steve was not that. After I allowed myself to receive that and say, okay, whatever, God, you deal with this, like, I'm just gonna surrender, I started to notice Steve in a different way. I started to ask him more specific questions about his credit score. I started to ask him about how many people he's dated, and he started noticing that I was, what did you call it, measuring you up or something?
Sizing me up.
Sizing him up.
I didn't know how to react. I didn't know how to say anything. I just kind of just stayed quiet. And
which he did that a lot.
Yeah, but in my head I'm thinking, cool, she's coming along, slowly but surely.
Yeah, and Steve took a long time to actually tell me that he liked me. He took over a year to say something, and it was because I kind of pushed it out of him. But I think it was also very wise of him, because if he would have from the get-go told me, I like you and I want this and I want that, I would have pushed him away 100%.
And I don't know why I did, but I'm glad I did, because within that month, something changed in Karol, like drastically changed in Karol, where she even got like touchy, where she like touched my face, and This was
okay. That
new.
sounds weird. Like
not like that, but she like just like
because I was always
you
very,
grab my cheek. Yeah, she's
I was
very
always
reserved.
very careful, but I was also very careful on not leading you on.
Right.
My intention was never to do that with you.
Right. And I'm a very touchy person, so I like hugging people. I show affection.
And I would always do the Christian hug to him.
Yes, and I hate the sisterly.
The Christian hug. I mean, it all came out finally. Like we like each other and.
Yeah. Well, I don't realize what the question was that she asked me at the time, but I just remember kind of telling her it was in regards to why. I guess it was why I do things for her, or why I'm the way I am for her, and I was like, because I like you, And her response was like, yeah, I know. And
then you asked me if I liked you, and I said, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. Needless to say, one of the things she told me, it's like, if you really are serious about this, you're gonna have to talk to my dad. And she said a lot of things that were very fearful of.
Scary.
Scary, fearful, whatever you want to call it, of her dad. I just thought he was gonna drill me, ask me for my social security number and everything, and it didn't go like that at all. I kind of just told him how I felt about her. He asked, how does she feel about you? I said, well, she told me to be here, so I'm assuming, she likes me too. And he was smiling the entire time. To this day, I still kind of am amazed. We prayed a little bit, and then I told Karol, and we didn't want it to be from day to night an overwhelming thing, either for her or
right. I didn't need that kind of pressure.
Yeah. So it was a slow build up. I think we were able to tell the immediate family, just because we wanted them to be aware, and at the same time them praying for us.
Everyone was very happy for us.
Yeah.
A lot of people had helped us pray for that.
Yeah. It's funny because in my head I had planned, I'm gonna propose to her before the end of 2017. Again, we met in middle of 2016. I was falling in love with her, and pretty much at the end of that year, I knew I would end up marrying her. And in the beginning of 2017, I told one of my good friends, one of my groomsmen actually, I said, I plan on marrying Karol at the end of 2018. We got engaged at the end of 2017, and we're getting married in October, and I would say that's the end of 2018, so I think God is real. I don't know what that was.
I think in retrospect, now looking back, I don't know why it took me so long, but it's just part of our story.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the first times Steve and I had done led worship together. I noticed that when it came to worship, there was a different type of chemistry as well, and so that was very cool. Which is why we want to share a song with you guys too, because that's how we connected too. That was part of how we met, and worship was always individually a huge part of our lives. And one of the first songs we sang together was Dios sido Fiel. Yeah. So we're gonna sing that for you guys today.
Puede oscurecer, puedo ser rodeado de lo que nunca esperé y estar en la neblina de un gran dolor y pensar que no hay salida para mí. Pero hay una verdad que nunca me dejará desfallecer, y aunque yo no la deba merecer, me sostiene. Ha sido fiel, Dios ha sido fiel, su fidelidad nunca acabará, permanecerá siempre crecerá. Él ha sido fiel y por siempre lo será. Él ha sido fiel y por siempre lo será.
Y aunque en mi vida haya duda, en plena noche oscura, Él extiende sus brazos de amor. Y estando en la tormenta, su mirada me alienta. Y otra vez, otra vez, otra vez, Él ha sido fiel. Ha sido fiel.
Ha sido fiel.
Dios ha sido fiel.
Dios ha sido fiel.
Ha sido fiel.
Fidelidad.
Su fidelidad
Nunca acabará. Permanecerá. Siempre crecerá. Él ha sido fiel y por siempre lo será. Él ha sido fiel. Dios ha sido fiel. Él ha sido fiel y por siempre lo será. Y por siempre lo
So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed not only the song but also what we were able to share, our story. I think my greatest advice, trust God to the point where like you can move aside what your ideals were or your expectations were, because if God is telling you something different from what your mind or what the society kind of feeds us, it's because He knows something better than us. But obviously He knows His ways are higher than our ways and His thoughts are higher than our thoughts, as Scripture says. We have to be willing and faithful enough to hear what God has to offer and know that He is faithful.
The one thing that that's awesome about God is He doesn't complicate things, and He makes things really simple. Though sometimes the process isn't simple, but it shouldn't be difficult. And I think that was the one thing for us that we saw, that it was just God's hand in everything, and just putting things in the right place and putting things in order. And I'm so thankful for Karol, thankful for the opportunity to just share our story, and just thankful that you guys are hearing this, and hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll see you at the ceremony.